Hello everyone, my name is Rajesh Kumar and I'm your DevOps SRE DevSecOps coach. I have close to 18 plus years of experience working in multiple MNCs around the globe and having in-depth knowledge of DevOps, SRE and DevSecOps. So I would like to introduce you one certification program in a DevOps, and that is we call it DevOps Certified Professional. Now this is a 2 months of program, 25 tools of DevOps you will learn, and apart from that you will also get the access to the LMS, lifetime access to the videos portal. It's a certification program, and you will have 25 assignments and 2 projects along with it. It's a completely weekend program, so here you have classes on Saturday and Sunday. So as part of this course, you will learn multiple things. Here you see that you will learn Linux, AWS, Docker, Jira, Confluence, Python, Git with GitHub, SonarQube, Maven, Gradle, Packer, Artifactory, Selenium, JMeter, Ansible, Kubernetes, Helm, Terraform, Jenkins, Datadog, Splunk, and Neuralink. Now, how do we, apply for this? So how can you reach out to us? So you have a WhatsApp number and email ID. So please reach out to us, and we'll help you to onboard this program. Apart from this DevOps certified professional programs, we are offering other certifications as well in a DevSecOps, SRE, and one of the very comprehensive programs which we have is in Master in DevOps Engineering. Yeah, so feel free to get in touch with us and then enroll for it. Thank you. If I run compile, though it has no compile actions related to that, but it will still show you this one. Got it? Yes. Okay, so now you understood that how do we write a code, how do we run it, and how do we structure the code. Okay, now let's try to do some real work. So what real work? So let's try to do something which is, let me copy paste. So I want to copy in the Gradle. How do I copy? So Gradle, copy, task, enter it. And here you have this Groovy DSL language, Gradle DSL. These are the documentations. Now if you look at this here, left side, see that copy, create, EAR, execute, jar. Some of these are popular which I'm talking about, but a lot of it you have it. Okay, Java doc, Java exec. These all are inbuilt tasks which you have available. Warring, uploading, tarring, signing, zipping, test related tasks you have, reporting related tasks, a lot of which you'll get mad. You don't have to do that. Just understand the logic. Based on the requirement, you can create it. So let's say I want to do some copy. So copy task. Where is that? I lost it. Here it is. Copy task. Okay, now this copy task has a complete explanation about how to use it, what are the properties of it, all this thing, but not complicating because hundreds of tasks are there. Simply copying this one and explaining it. So what is the name of the task here? Copy docs. Now copy docs is the name. It can be anything which you can keep it, but the type is copy. So when you type each copy for this task, so they have a minimum required what do you say, parameters, which is properties you can see here. Okay, so required properties, one is from and into. I copied from the sample, so I'm showing you. So from and into, here you will have a property somewhere. If you scroll down, you will have it. So what is a from? So from, I mean, basically you understand that from and into. So what I will do, there's a one fake file I'm creating. Okay, and that fake file is Ramu Kaka, and Ramu Kaka from the current location, or maybe I'll do one thing, src from the current locations. I want to copy to the build locations. This is just example. Okay, so here source to destination. Understood now? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, Rajesh.
Yeah. So like this, you will write it. See, one more thing, important thing. I said this is a procedural. So don't ask me what should I write. Your mind, sorry, no, this is my bad. This is a declarative. So don't ask me what kind of task you will have it. You will have to design this task. Whether you want to copy, compile, zip it, download, upload, delete, sign it, non-sign it, tarring, untarring, test goal, what you want, that is you to decide based on the requirement of every automation. So that's what I'm saying. So in a declarative, you have to come up with your logic. But we'll say, Rajesh, I can't do that. My mind will not work. No problem. Go and migrate to procedural, just like a map and automate it for you. So a Gradle will also automate for you. Okay. So I'll teach you that one also a little later. Okay. So now this is the task: copy docs, and Gradle and copy docs. Only one I'm copying. Okay. One I'm calling. This is a task. Now it has run. You see that one actionable task which has run here. I'm not putting the do last to do first and executed. Can you validate? Here you see build Ramu Kaka. So now you understood that how do we write your own task, and here you have lots of tasks available. Depends on requirement. You can compile it. You can write it. Are you understanding, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you decide what you want. You want to compile. So there is a task called C, right now. So check style for linting, sonar queue like that. Delete for that. Packages, execute. If you want to execute any executable, exec. Any script also exec. Where is it compiled? So jarring, here it is. Java doc here. Java exec you have. Java executable. Java compile here you have. Package jar. Okay, package I showed you somewhere on top. Tarball somewhere down. Test, see here, test reports, uploading, warring, Yeah. So logic has to come from your mind. Okay. So now let's say Rajesh, you'll say Rajesh, can I run all these tasks in one go? So there is a one way you can do that, multiple task. You can call this copy also. Remember, copy is this one actually, which is doing nothing but printing. Okay. Sorry. So this way you can call this, but it's not look good actually. Okay. If you have in real time, you have a 200 task. So you see that here, this is one here done, and one was up to date. So this was up to date. So it didn't work actually. I mean, didn't run. So it has a IDO important functionalities also, but this is not looking good. So how do we do that? So I can create a dependency. Now the question is how, and that is where uh, just a second. Gradle DevOps code. I'll just copy the code because I don't want to type and make a mistake. Uh, just a second. I have all this copy code. You can search from my blog, and you will have it. And again, here also I need to find it. So here, just add this one, depends on. So you are saying, hey, copy is see, you write a copy, compile, and copy docs. So here I'll make it hello. It will be easier for you. And this is compile, let's say. So or I'll put it in this way: copy, compile, test. This will be more logical for you. So you want to run test, but before that you want to compile, correct now? So here what you'll do, depends on compile. That means before test, compile will happen. Now before compilation, you want to copy some code, right? So here, are you understanding the logic, all of you?
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah. So see here, I call the task test, compile. A test is dependent on compile. Compile dependent on copy docs. Copy docs is dependent on nothing. So now if I say, hey, I want to do the test. So look at this, what happens.
How to do the test. The test should, before testing, you should compile the code, right? And then before compiling, you have to copy the code to compile, correct? So like this, look at this, there's some error. Now error is what? Line 3, which is depends on itself. And did I make a copy paste mistake? So, okay. So this method may be deprecated. No problem. Task has depends on when it got deprecated. Task description action and method depends on task. Okay, I'll figure it out later and correct the code, but I can put it up like this also. So here, uh, test dot. There's another way to write test dot, which I'm copying from here. Depends on compile, and after that, compile dot depends on copy docs. This way, so it should be working. Okay, so sometime this older version and all, I'll check later why it was that version is that type is not working. So clear the screen and run the test. Now I call that test, and you see that test is dependent on the compile depends on the copy docs. So I'm expecting copy docs to happen, but again there's a problem. I'm writing correct one. This is also not working, this is also not working. So just a second. Unknown property compile. Just a second. Let me test the list of tasks whether it's detecting or not. Task all. Hmm. Meanwhile, I'll just see
Yeah.
that latest Gradle.
Do you have to put the task compile at the top? Does the order
Yeah,
matter?
that is also, that's also, I'll try, but it was working actually. Last month only, see here. This is at the bottom actually.
Yeah.
So it was working, but why it's not working now? I need to check that. These are all codes which I'm copying pasting. It was working, but I need to read a little bit more because. Okay, so let's do one thing. Task depends on. Let's follow this format. Okay, so this is another format, and in this probably it will fix that. So task test depends on compile. There's another format. There's in the Gradle. There's so many formats. Something get added, something get deleted. So again, you have to check the official documents. So, copy docs. Now I just get rid of this and done. Now I'll put it up. The order is not important, but still, I'm just following these notes for this, so I don't want any error. And now I will call the test. Test is depends on compile depends on copy docs. So there's a different error actually. Cannot have task test as a. See, I was not reading the error that, but it was a my mistake, and the reason is I'll tell you. The test is a inbuilt task. Okay, so that is a problem. Okay, so I think last one also will work. So here I just added O, testo, compilo. So testo here, and all. So I was not reading error, but you see that here. Okay, so this already is the exist in that things. So let me try now calling this task uh, testo. Sorry. Now let's see if it is working or not. Uh, Let me try another format of this. All depends on compiler and testo. And then one more added. And we'll check that what changes has happened. This should work. What I did, I created a new task, all, and then declaring the depends on it. So internally also you can depends on, but not working. So I'll just make it work and then move on. I'll check later what changes happen. So now here all compile testo. So let me make it this one. Compile then test before this compile. This is right. What's compile? Copy, compile, test. Copy docs, compile, test. Hopefully it should work. So I'm going to call all this time. One new task I created. Now it worked. So now you see that here compilo, testo, copy docs has not happened because it was up to date. Now if you want to that to happen, what you have to do, just change this file, little bit of it, save it, edit. Now rerun this code all. So this is one of the way you can set up a dependencies. Now why it's not working, this code, I'll check a little bit later and update this whole code altogether. So did you understand that? How do we write a procedural code in Gradle, all of you? Any questions?
In the task all, like previously we were telling like compiler depends on another function and copy docs depend on another function. But how
No,
we
don't call it
can
function, call it a task. One
okay.
task is dependent on another task.
So like here like how we can get to know that like it's depend on which task because it's I can see it's all like copy docs, compile and testo. So is
Yeah,
there any
so
dependency between like any of the tasks?
there's a dependency, no? All tasks depend on copy docs, second compilo, and then testo. So this is a dependency. There is another way to set out a dependency which is called chain dependency, which I was trying to set up earlier. For example, let me show you the code. So in the chain dependency, what happens? See here. This is a task, okay, and here you set the depends task 6. Task depends on the 5. So before running the task 6, it will run the task 5, but it was showing some error, so I'll just ignore it.
This one I know it's like easy to understand, but the last format like I know
Yeah,
all depends on another three tasks. But is there
yes.
any like dependency between like another three tasks which were in the bracket?
Okay, that's what you are saying, like chaining, right? Let's say
Yeah,
this is dependent on this one, correct?
yeah. I know like
Yeah.
all has
So
dependency on it.
what you can do for time being, because this logic is answer for your question, okay, but it's not working, so I'll just try later. But for time being, what you can do, X one more time, and here you say depends on, let's say before test for time being. This one you can make it like this, something like this. So before test means test is dependent before test. You can make it a copy docs like that. You can make it. Okay. Let me try one more time. Probably it will fix that issues. So here I am trying uh, depends on, and test2 depends on the compiler, and here depends on compiler. Let me see that test2, because last time I remember that it was working. Not sure why not working now. Is Sage. Why is not working now? I must be missing something. Task test depends on, just a second. Depends on. I'm just creating the syntax same way. Or let me try to Google. The timeline is 1 year. So, and this is another way. Okay, so I'll find out this offline. I'll let you know if there is some changes happen.
Sure.
Chaining. So actually this was working. Not sure why it's not working. I'll just check the, maybe my new release has some different way to specify this one. Okay, so now any other questions? Okay, now after learning the procedural, okay, after running the procedures, we will talk about sorry, after learning the declarative, we'll talk about the procedural. So what I'm going to do, let me close all these pages. And then delete everything. Okay, in fact you can delete this one also, that's not a problem. Okay, now how do we start this what do you say, procedural? Guys, I forgot that what we did in the maven. What was the first step we did in the maven for the procedural?
Archetype
Archetype. And what was that
plugin,
doing?
creating the
What was
project structure.
that? Creating a project structure. So how do I do it in Maven? Oh, sorry, Gradle. How do I do that? So there is a one command which we have to remember, and that task is Gradle. Name of the task is init. Remember, in Maven we have archetype, generate goal, plugin and goal, and then in Gradle we have a task which is built-in task which is called init. Okay, so enter. Now I'm following the procedural, mind it. Okay. Now here they will ask you, hey, what you want? You want to generate a basic application or some plugin libraries or Gradle plugin you want to develop. So I'll go for the basic first. By the way, let me tell you, Gradle support Java, Scala, Python, C++, Groovy, Ruby also. So all these supports are there for the Gradle. You have to install those plugins. So I want to create a skeleton based on the basic. Now they're asking, hey, which DSL you want, Kotlin or Groovy? Of course, I Groovy, because Kotlin I have never worked with it so far. So one, enter. What is the project name? So Ramu Kaka is my project name. And now done, created a repository. See, I didn't have to create any files the whole skeleton they created for you, and that is your build.gradle, and this is your setting.gradle. Now you know these two files. This wrapper, just ignore it. Wrapper means, and this directory also ignore it. What is this? This 3.1, what they did, uh, see, I'll put it in this way. When I give you my Gradle script and you will run it. So for that you need to install a Gradle, right? Correct? Correct now?
Yeah.
But when you have a wrapper project, wrapper, then you don't have to install the Gradle. Yes, you don't have to install Gradle. So instead of calling the build road Gradle, you will call Gradle wrapper. Why? So this will call the Gradle here. See this Gradle. This Gradle they'll copy here. Okay. So that is the advantage of wrapper. So right now, anyways, I'm not using because Gradle is installed in my box. So build.gradle, setting.gradle, these are the things you have. Now this is the basic created. Okay, now after that you modify this code, create a directory, keep the files, all this thing, code and all, everything, test code, you decide everything. Okay, so build.gradle sample, you have it here and you can start coding from here. Okay, but I'm very lazy person, I'm not going to do that. Enter. Now I will do this one more time in it. So now this time I want to develop an applications. So for that, I'll go for the second one. So let it come. Okay, and see the second, select second. They'll ask you, hey, what language you want. So C++, Groovy, Java, Kotlin, Swift. Now you say, Rajesh, you said Python also, Ruby also, it's not there. So Python plugin, you have to install it in the Gradle. So then you'll get an option for that also. Okay, so right now that is not installed. So C++, 1. Your scripting, Groovy, of course, 1. And this is your name of the project, Gradle, let it be. And this is your C++ project, where you'll keep the source code here. And now you understand this structure. I don't have to explain it to you. This is the CPP. Remember, this is a CPP. Follow the something similar structure. And now if you look at the package code, which I was struggling last day, probably you'll get lucky to package anatomy. And see here, it's not there here also. So this is the main method. std out for C out for printing the message. Got it, all of you? So this is a CP project. Now this will commit it. Developers will write a code here and then here, and then what you will do, you will write something like this: Gradle task. All commands you know that from now. Tasks, and what are the CPP tasks you have? You will display. It will display, and then you can run it, build, compile, test, package, whatever you want. See here. So these are the CPP tasks. Where is that? This is the help task, and this is a build task. Here it is. See here. This is the CPP task. Are you understanding, all of you? Hello.
Yeah.
Now you say, Rajesh, I don't want CPP. I want Java based application. Java, the one which you did it in the manual also. Okay. So in it one more time. This time what application? Second one. What application? I mean language. Third one Java. Of course Groovy, my favorite. And then what unit testing want? Of course JUnit. And what is the name of the project? Gradle, let it be. And what is the source code package structure? Gradle itself. And you created. And now you see that you have it. Now, if you remember that this skeleton you had in the same way, see source main Java Gradle. Your package name, I made it Gradle. I should have done it com dot something like that. Are you understanding, all of you?
Yeah.
So what to do now? Nothing. Developers will write a code. Let me become a developer now, acting like a developer. And um, this is my code. Okay. This is faking out. It's like this. One and this class name has to match it. Done. So coding is done, testing, all the coding is done, testing is done. Now what I will do, Now tasks. Enter. List of tasks you will see.
If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.